What's going on? Feels good to be back. Not going to lie to you. For the best major of the year. Yes, that is not a hot take. It is definitively the best major of the year. Okay, you actually have to work to get your ass into this one. It's not just all the little bitches that get to hide in the official world golf rankings. It is democratic. It is American. Oh, yeah. And it's like, it's going to be carnage. How could you not be fucking excited? What's up, new guy? My name's James, better known as the Degenerate 75. I make videos over PGA DFS and also football, but that's coming later. I only do the majors right now as we got some shit going on, but you can always count on the big guy to be here. Pumped to have you guys here. Do me a favor right now. You do it right now because I'm actually going to give something away just for doing it. You like and subscribe, right? If you are not subscribed, go hit subscribe because we're trying to get to 7,000 subscribers on Ship It. Which, by the way, I looked right before the video. We're right at 6,900. What's that guy in the back? Guy in the back said, nice. And we're trying to get to 7,000, and I know a lot of you are not here. Hey, asshole, later tonight, who's watching this over on DGen75 channel, come over to Ship and subscribe, you noob. All right, do that for me, right? Like and subscribe, and we will have a list. And if you leave a comment, I'll even give you another drawing, because if you have not heard, my dude Tambo made the live final, which, by the way, is so fucking hard to do. Just to get those tickets, where I'm already messing up on the F counter. I apologize. Just getting those tickets are hard, and then you got to play through 2 rounds to make the live final. My God, man. My God. Okay. But he made the live final, and he is giving away up to 5% of his winnings, which first place is $1 million. So that could be upwards of 50,000. Worst case scenario is giving away $1,000. You like and subscribe. That will get you in there to be a part of that giveaway. Literally just going to give it to you, right? You don't got to do anything other than like and subscribe, dude. Don't be that guy. Quit being a lazy asshole. Okay, big shout out to Tambo for making the live final. And don't forget my other partner in crime, Hoop, also made the live final. And yes, all 3 of us will be kicking it there in Detroit. And what is that, like 3 weeks, 2 weeks? So if you're going to be there, come meet up with us. I'd love to meet you. I'm a man of the people. I would love to meet you. Don't forget my dude Shaloub also made the live final for Rainmakers. Pump for him. And my dude D-Seep with 2 tickets in the live final. Oh yeah, and he won a World Series of Poker bracelet the same fucking night. For all my guys! Hold on. Okay, shit's flying everywhere. I didn't use it last time, so I was like, I got to use it this time. All right, there you go. That's what we're doing. Make sure that you're in the chat. If you're in the chat, I will be giving away all the money in the F counter to play me, or we'll just build a ticket together. Screw playing me. Also giving away a $200 ticket for all of you that liked and retweeted over on Twitter. Let's get going, new guy. I don't got all night. I have a very simple question for you. Have you made your lineups yet? You have. I know you have. Don't lie to me, new guy. I know you were told to lie to me. You've made them. You're committed to them. I feel so good. I built this lineup with 6 guys that all feel so safe, and I'm going to win this week. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you're not even playing the game. You're already committed to it. We haven't talked about ownership. We haven't talked about weather. We haven't talked about roster construction, and you're already married to your lineup at like 7:04 on a fucking Wednesday. What are you doing, pal? What are you doing? Okay, guy in the back even knows better than that. So, you can't do this, right? And by the way, did you even think about the contest you played, or did you just go put it in there, right? Because you know the contest you play should really kind of dictate the kind of lineups you build, right? Like Scotty Scheffler is way grosser to play in a single entry, in my opinion, than he is in the Millionaire Maker, because he's going to be like 70% owned. I cannot quit cussing tonight. You know I'm fired up when I drop too many F-bombs. All right, here's what I can tell you. Contests this week are great. They're always great. Now, if you're playing in the Millionaire Maker, not great, Bob. Not great, yes. Am I playing in it? Yes, I am maxing it out. But you got to remember 2 things. YOLO, I got that going for me. I'm really going through the YOLO stage of my life, if you don't know. And, oh, by the way, I kind of buried the lead. I should tell you guys, update on my health. So many of you want to know. I made it through the first round of chemo. We got the CAT scans back. Good news is the cancer did not spread. Some of the tumors shrank, and I am going to start chemo again next week. Going to continue to do the really heavy dose, so I'll be like, ugh, for the next 2 months. But that's the life I live now. Thank you for all of the prayers and support. I will tell you the long-term outlets, still not great looking for me, but you know what? I choose to believe. And you know what? Those doctors keep forgetting one little fact. I'm a tough motherfucker. And that's what that's what they're not factoring in. Okay, back to contests. Yes, I'm playing in this because I want to try to win $1 million contest while I'm still here on this earth. And so with that, I'm maxing it. But you shouldn't play in this. You really should not play in this. This is so bad, right? If you want to play in a big lottery, that's what we call these new guys. We call them the lottery. At least go play in the $5 where it has a semi-decent payout structure. But it's still not great, Bob. I mean, imagine you finish 15th place out of 142,000 people. you're barely going to break even because $750 is what it costs to max enter this, right? So I'm telling you, as I always tell you, you can play in the lottery if you want. You'd have such a better time sweating your lineups and enjoying this if you would just play in smaller contests, right? Go play in a $5 contest, but go play in the $5 single entry that has like 1,000 or 2,000 people in it, right? Go play in a small $2 20 max, a $4 20 max, stuff like that. Get into contests and quit worrying about winning $1 million and start and think about like how cool it would be to just win 500 or 1,000. And when you play in reasonably sized contests, those are actual things that will actually happen to you in this lifetime, right? So think about that when you're choosing your contest. As always, good contests make this so much more sustainable. And if you don't know, PGA DFS should be fun and it should be sustainable. If that's not how you're thinking, let me just go ahead and tell you, I can see the future. I'm Nostradamus. You're going to burn the fuck out and you're going to blow through all your money and your wife's going to see the credit card and make your ass stop playing. You got to make this fun and you got to make this sustainable. And when you do that, you buy yourself enough time until you figure out this game and you'll finally hit a big one. But if you're always playing in stupid contests, I can already see the future. You're fucked. Okay, sorry. Who's ever getting the F counters cleaning up tonight? That is a fact. Okay. And by the way, we've been tracking this all year. See right here where it says cumulative? See, wait, what arm do I need to hold up? Cumulative. Okay, I don't know. I can't remember which side it is. I only do this once a month now. ROI, okay, for the year, okay? Almost every single group, no matter if you do one lineup, 2 to 5, 6 to 20, or you're a 150 maxer, what do almost all of them have in common from every major tournament? They all have negative ROI. That means return on investment, because these tournaments, by the time you pay the rake and then you have all that money pushed up to the very, very top for just a few spots in those tournaments, you're not going to be able to win in those. So when you play in the big lotteries and you get upset and you're like, blah, 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 I lose 90% of the time. Well, that's everybody loses 90% of the time. You can see right here, even the 150 maxers. Ooh, I'm a 150 maxer. They win 10% of the time. 10% of the time. That means 90% of the time they're losing, all right? So anybody that tells you they're winning all the time, they full oh shit, okay? They just have enough money to ride it out longer, right? That's what they do. And they're not trying to win every week. They're just making sure that 1 out of 10 times they hit pays off all of those. Do you have that kind of bankroll? Because if not, you don't need to be doing it and you need to stay the hell away from these lotteries. I'm trying to show this to you empirically, dude. All right, new guy, I got another question for you, a follow-up. Here we go. What's the first thing we always check at PGA DFS? Nope. All right, new guy, shut up. That is not right. The guy said course conditions. It's the weather, asshole. Figure it out. All right, they're in Pinehurst. That's in North Carolina. Rise up. And what do you want to know? Okay, it's going to be, I honestly think the weather this week doesn't matter in the typical way, right? What do we typically look at? Has there been rain? No, there hasn't, right? There has not been a lot of rain, so this course is going to be fun. Plus, it's already on a sandbox, and the USGA has like magical abilities to dry out a course no matter how much rain it gets, right? The PGA of America couldn't figure that out. Hashtag Valhalla, rest in peace. And the other thing we want to look at is wind. And I don't think this course needs any wind to be difficult as shit, right? The course itself is so tough that if there was wind, I think the winning score would be like plus 22. And you can see Thursday and Friday, yes, well, I'm using the fancy projections. I can afford $18.99 a year. Hell, Cody just gave me $19.99. Just paid my whole year of windy.com, doing the Lord's work right there. Thank you, Cody. What I can tell you is what really matters this week is the heat. And it's going to be, I believe the temperature is balls hot. I can already see Lucas Glover just straight ass sweating through his pants, right? And it might just be the fear of getting his ass whooped if he misses the cut again by his wife. I don't know, but I can already foresee that ass sweat. Please don't show it. I don't want to look at Lukey Glove's ass sweat all weekend, okay? I'm kidding. He'll miss the cut. So, Thursday, what do we know? Well, Thursday is going to be hot. It's going to peak at about 89 degrees, and it's going to be tough, right? But here's what I am thinking. The USGA, I saw it on Twitter where they are watering the greens, right, ahead of this. And my theory is they are watering the greens because the USGA has already told themselves, once this tournament starts, we ain't watering no more greens. Okay, they're down in the South. They're really taking in the culture, right? So they're going to talk like a Southerner now. Okay, you got that, child? Okay, they're from all over. So here's what I'm thinking. Friday afternoon scares the shit out of me. Okay, I'm not really worried that it's going to be 9-mile-an-hour winds. Okay, that is the least of my concerns. But what really concerns me is it is going to peak at about 95 degrees Friday afternoon. Okay, and that is going to be the second day of play. So you're going to have Thursday for it to start to bake out a little bit. Now you're going to have Friday 95 degrees baked out. And let me ask you this: do you remember Friday afternoon at Augusta? Do you remember the Masters? Okay, where guys, I was like, oh, I got Sergio. He's even. He's definitely making the cut. Oh, I've got Wyndham Clark. He's even. He's definitely making the cut. or they're not, okay? Because everybody got killed out there Friday afternoon because that course was so ridiculously tough, and I am emotionally scarred by that, and all I keep thinking is, like, I don't want my guy out there Friday afternoon, and he is +3, and it looks like the cut's going to be +5, and he has to get through a whole round and only shoot 2 over. That sounds terrible, Bob. So here's what I'm telling you about the weather. Should you play PM AM guys simply because you don't want your guys out there Friday afternoon? No. A guy like Colin Morikawa, Brooks Koepka, the elite players, if they got their A game, I don't care how crusty the course is Friday afternoon, they're going to be fine. But let's just go back to Lukey gloves and his ass sweat, okay? Here's what I can tell you. Now, you really want Lukey gloves, all right? You need him to shoot an even round par Friday afternoon, okay? With all that ass sweat out there Friday afternoon on the crispiest, crustiest course you've ever seen, and you need him to go grind you out an even round par so that you can have a 6 of 6 and your $200 single entry still alive. Good luck, pal. Good luck. So here's what I'm doing. This is just something I want you to consider. When you are thinking about your lineups this week, give real thought to the slapdick players, right? I'm not talking about good, like, legitimate golfers, right? I'm talking about, like, the guys that typically are, like, $6,800 and lower, the average and marginal golfers in this field. Do you really want them out there Friday afternoon on a baked-out course and trying to grind out a +1, a +2? You don't want that, I'm telling you. So really consider that with the scrubs, that Friday afternoon, in theory, could be a runaway. Is it going to be? I don't know. I'm projecting. I don't think there's going to be a big weather edge this week. I really don't. I think they're going to get it tomorrow morning. Get it, right? Like as much as you can get it at the U.S. Open. But then they're going to have to pay the consequences for it. So if your guy doesn't go out and have a good Thursday morning, good luck for him trying to find it Friday afternoon, right? Whereas the guys going out PM AM, I think that Thursday afternoon will definitely be least worse than Friday afternoon. And I think that Friday morning looks very comparable to Thursday morning. So with those things being equal, I would say slight edge to PM AM, but I am definitely playing AM PM, guys. I am not trying to talk you into a wave edge, even though the last 3 times I have, they all hit you, mother father. Right. And if you're one of those guys like, man, why are you supposed to talk about weather? Well, first of all, quit talking like that, dipshit. And second of all, it matters. Look, we track this. We track this stuff. Like, I'm not pulling these numbers straight out of my ass. When there's a wave edge present, you make the cut. Is it 14%? They're 14% more likely. They make it 57% of the time when they're in the better wave. The shitty waves only make it 43% of the time. If you want top 10s, if you want winners, they come from the better waves so much more frequently, right? It doesn't mean that you should only play people from that wave, but if you aren't like seeing that, like, you should lean one way or the other when you think there's a wave edge and you just totally discount weather, that's why you suck. That's why you lose, dude. I'm trying. Help me help you, all right? You got to do it. The other thing that I catch a lot of shit for is PGA DFS really comes down to this. And this week, we have chalk donkeys everywhere. I mean, my little Steam Deck down here is going to break from all the donkey sound effects we're going to have tonight because people love donkey chalk. It makes them feel safe. It is their Care Bear blanket, and they wrap up in it. And oh, my God, Russell Henley. I'm so warm and safe with Russell Henley as the 6th guy in my lineup, all right? Just like last week, everybody's I got to play Russell Henley. He's so safe. All right, look, right here, Russell Henley last week, if you took the 6 guys directly around him, we'll call those the pivots. Okay, he was 17% owned. The average ownership of those guys was 9. So he's almost about 80% higher owned. Or we'll just round it to double for all of you that aren't good at math. All 6 of the people around him outperformed him last week. I've got to play Russell Henley. You don't got to do shit. It's Russell Henley. All 6 pivots outperformed. You didn't matter which pivot you chose. You were going to outperform Russell Henley. It didn't matter, right? Now, it's not always that easy because there is God himself, Scotty Scheffler, who, of course, outperformed everybody because the man, let's just face it, he's a deity. He is a deity, all right? Colin Morikawa, okay? Even that little flower bitch, I gotta admit it, guy's playing really good golf, right? He's probably playing the 2nd best golf in the world right now, and he outperformed all 5 of his pivots. So the key isn't like, oh, that guy's chalk, I'm not playing him, I go pivot. The art is learning when to pivot and when not to pivot, okay? A guy like Lee Hodges, what the hell was that about? I gotta play Lee Hodges, said no smart person ever, got outperformed by 5 of his 8 pivots, right? Siwoo Kim outperformed most of his pivots, but they were all right there next to him in scoring. There were a lot of them. 4 of them were within it, right? So for the year, you can see, like, we've been tracking this for the year, and the pivots are basically exactly 50-50 with the actual donkey chalk, right? Up high, the donkey chalk seems to get there much more frequently. I mean, that's crazy, and that's mainly just because Scotty Scheffler, right? Scotty Scheffler's always the donkey chalk up there, and he always outperforms everybody. So we have this really weird pivot number here where the pivots are only outperforming the expensive guys about 1 out of every 5 times. But if you look at any other price range, the pivots are getting there just as frequently as this guy. So if I know this guy's 20% and I know this guy's 5%, and basically in the long term, it's just 50-50 on who's going to perform better, why are you playing the 20% owned guy when you can play the 5% owned guy? It's just basic logic, right? And then once again, I'm not telling you to fade all the chalk. Some of it's going to get there, okay? Some of it's not. Find the right ones. All right, let's get to probably the most important thing other than weather. It's called ownership, all right? And these are the 10 highest owned golfers and 2 honorable mentions. Guy in the back knows when you see honorable mentions, red flags go up. Red flags go up. By the way, I see 410 people in here, 240 likes. That would be roughly 170 cock gobblers. A lot of cock gobblers tonight. You hate to see it. You hate to see it on a Wednesday. All right. First up, Scotty Scheffler. I told you this kid, I told you back at the Masters, this Scotty Scheffler kid's a big young talent. I see big things for him. They call me Nostra D-Jim for a reason, right? I guess I can foresee the future. I think a lot of people are thinking Scotty Scheffler is going to be in that the 35 to 40 range. I have him a little bit higher than the industry, mainly just because I know how people are, right? I just know. And if you want to talk single entry and high stakes, you can go ahead and bump that number up probably to 50 to 60%, right? He's going to be insanely owned. But at the same time, this is a DraftKings problem. DraftKings, you did this to us. If you're going to have 5K pricing, Scotty Scheffler's got to be $15,000. His floor and his ceiling combined make him so much of a more palatable option. You've got to price him at $15,000, or you just get rid of the $5,000 and make it where everybody's $1,000 more expensive. Then he should still be $13,000. But you didn't do that, did you? So now they've basically made it where Scotty Scheffler, you can get him in a good lineup where you can put him in there and like you don't even vomit in your mouth when you look at the rest of your lineup, right? So because of that, DraftKings, you donkey dicks not knowing how to price. I know you watch. I know you DraftKings motherfathers watch. So Scotty Scheffler at 42%. Once again, I don't care if whatever you believe in, right? Whatever, if you believe in the flying spaghetti monster, I don't care if the flying spaghetti monster himself is playing golf. All right, that is the definition of. Hold on, let me get it. That man is.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey
chalk. We don't
chalk.
do it unless it's a deity. Unless it's a deity, then we give it some real consideration. Real consideration. Because Scotty Scheffler, I've been doing this 9 years now of playing DFS golf and it being kind of the focal point of my life. And I have never been at this stage. I'd always wondered, what would it be like to have Tiger at his prime? We got it. It's like every other tournament he wins. And when he doesn't, he gets like 4th place. It's what do you do? What do you do? What do you do, Bob? What do you do? I don't know the answer. I don't know, but I know that it's tough. And I know Scotty Scheffler is entering God level of PGA DFS, right? Like nothing I've ever seen. Colin Moriflower, the huge little bitch that's actually playing good, all right? I'm not a Moriflower guy, and I just know this. I know people. I have him higher owned than everybody else because this is what people are going to do this week. Oh, the U.S. Open scares me. I need somebody safe. And Colin Morikawa should probably be about $10,600. That should be his salary based on how he's been playing. You're going to get him at $9,400 on a U.S. Open course that actually fits him, right? A lot of these U.S. Open courses, they just don't fit Morikawa. This is one of the few I think is a tremendous fit for him. But none of that matters. He's 28%. 28% is Colin Morikawa. I got to remind you guys, he's a huge bitch. Anyways, Colin Morikawa, that man, the definition of.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
Especially when they're a flower that's so delicate they can fall apart. Especially that, okay? All right. I told you, a lot of donkey chalk this week, all right? Xander, we'll talk more about this in a minute, but I don't think Xander's going to be as high owned as people think, right? Like, if you go look at his stats, he's kind of like, he got this solid finish last week, but he kind of luck-sacked with his putter. It seemed like he peaked at the PGA Championship, got his major, and I think he's kind of coming down from that. I think he's not at peak form anymore. And when you factor in, when you have Scotty at 42% just above him, and you know what, Rory is not too far behind him, I think we're just going to go ahead and give him, I don't love it. I don't love it, Mr. Xander. It's a little high for my taste, but I also don't think he quite catapults all the way up to donkey chalk status. Hideki Matsuyama, on the other hand, well, that's a different story. I've got Hideki coming in at 18.9%. I think he'll be 25% in some of the higher dollar and single entry stuff because for whatever reason, people think Decky's safe. What a time to be alive that Decky is a Care Bear blanket. What the hell are these people thinking? So Hideki coming in the low 8s at 19%. You know where this is heading, right? He is way higher than almost everybody in that range, and there's some other chalk donkeys in that range, and he's still higher than them. Hideki, you, sir, are the definition of...
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
That's so gross. That is so gross. You guys are so gross. All right. Bryson, look, Bryson is a dude that I wonder, he's the biggest conundrum I have this week. Is this a good course fit or is it not, right? I don't typically like Bryson on firm, fast courses, right? I like him on soft courses. Why did he tear it up at the Masters that Thursday morning? He had the one time that course was soft all week, he went out and killed the course. And then the rest of the week, once it firmed up, he shot like 4 over. So maybe like Bryson's not that great on hard, fast courses. Bahala, he had a softer course. He played well, right? So, like, but at the same time, like, if he hits the ball long and straight, if you can hit the ball long and straight here, right? Like, consistently, you have a big advantage. Problem is, I don't think a lot of people are going to do that. I think you're going to see a lot of 3-woods and stuff off the tee and people just being in the fairway. Because if you're just 1 yard off the fairway here, you could be royally fucked, okay? And you do not want to be royally that at this place, all right? So I think I'm going to give Bryson a pass here. I think the 18% is largely just because he is up there. I don't think you lose sleep over that. Plus, as you'll see in a minute, I think his ownership is going to be a little bit lower than that. I'm just going to give him, that's okay, Chop. That's not disgusting. That's just, right? And I think while we're there, let's just go ahead and throw Hovland and Rory in that category. A lot of these guys' ownership is just simply this. It's just that they are getting, they're just, people spend their salary. That's rule number 1 of DFS. If they're going to spend their salary, they're going to spend it on guys up there. These guys are actually, if you want to call that chalk, I just don't think you understand the term. I would just give them, they're just okay chalk. All right. Hell, I should just go ahead and throw Iceberg on there too. You know what? Iceberg, just because I'm a little concerned about the injury and he doesn't have any USGA pedigree and he's kind of more down in the 9K range as opposed to the 5-digit range, I'm just going to be a huge hypocrite because last time I checked, what is it, guy? In the back? That's right. It's my fucking show. And so I'm going to give him, he's chalk. I don't love it. A little high for my taste, pal. A little high for my taste. Tommy Fleetwood. It saddens me. I was excited to play Tommy Fleetwood this week, and then I listened to every show, and everyone's like, Tommy Fleetwood, you gotta play Tommy Fleetwood, okay? And then I was like, oh, Jesus, Tommy Fleetwood chalk, okay? Things I would rather do than play Tommy Fleetwood chalk would probably involve, like, running a marathon naked backwards, right? By the way, I don't have a lot of desire to do that, okay? And I don't have a lot of desire to play a chalky Tommy Fleetwood, coming in at 17%, just literally like 3, 4, 5 times higher ownership than a lot of other guys right there in the 8K. Tommy Fleetwood, you, sir, you're leaving me no choice. I love you and your stupid little haircut, but you, sir, are the definition of
the man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
What are you going to do? He's donkey chalk. And then we will finish with a holy trinity of donkeyness, right? How many times have I had to tell you this? That when you start to see double-digit ownership, especially over 15% down in the 6Ks, that is particularly disgusting. It is not the same as like 22% or 25% Colin Morikawa, right? Because at least Colin Morikawa could actually win this, right? And his floor is much higher. These guys down here have a much wider range of outcomes, and because of that, it is even stupider to focus all your eggs on these guys, right? Oh, I got to play Russell Henley last week. He's so safe. What the dude make, like 6 birdies all week to get you 30 fantasy points? That's your T38, pal. I don't even know what he finished, but probably around there, okay? And here we go again. People are now like, I got to play him. Okay, why? Why do you got to play anybody? When you get down here, these guys have such wide ranges of outcome, and they're surrounded by guys that are 1, 2, 3% owned, who are literally just as likely to make the cut and finish as high as they are, yet you're going to go play all these guys. And here's the worst part, which I will talk about in a minute. You're going to go pair him with Scotty Scheffler or Morikawa, and you're going to have the same lineup as everybody else. What are you doing? Play the game. Goodness gracious. These guys down here, you're leaving me no choice, all of them. I will say Russell Henley, 6,900. What is a guy in the back? That's right, noise. That's what he said. Guy in the back's on fire now. He's been waiting all month for this show. He loves June. These 3 guys right here, if you don't see this coming, you're blind as a bat. All 3 of these guys down here with great happiness. Let me go ahead and tell you, they are.
The man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk.
6K donkey chalk is a special kind of gross. What is wrong with you? All right, that is ownership. But if I'm giving you ownership, people are going to watch the show. But I would guess a lot will, actually, right? And they will say, oh, now I got to go do this. So I am going to try to project guys that I think are going to steam up. They're going to come in higher than we expect ownership tomorrow. And at the same time, some guys are going to come in a little bit lower than we anticipate. So let's get going, Bob. First up, the steam guys. And the first one that I think is going to be there, Colin Morikawa. I already have his ownership higher than everybody else. But here's why I think Colin Morikawa is going to do it. First, he's in great form. Second of all, he has good course fit. And third of all, he's underpriced. We call that the holy trinity of donkey chalk, right? And he's already high. But I think that you are going to see him come in even higher because anybody who starts out Scotty Scheffler, the next guy they go to is going to be Morikawa because he's safe, right? And then the guys that are like, I'm going to get sneaky and not play Scheffler, they're just going to go play Morikawa, right? People are going to play Morikawa. I think he is definitely going to be the second highest owned guy, and I would not be surprised in some contest if you see him lurking over 30%. People love to play guys that meet the Holy Trinity, and Colin Morikawa meets the Holy Trinity. Watch. All right, next up's Sahith Theegala. First of all, you got to remember this community has a hard-on for Sahith Theegala. I love Sahith too. I love the guy, right? But he is just the guy. I looked at the projections, right? I can already see like, oh, okay, it's one of those weeks. Then there's the narrative out there that this is like, you got to be creative to be successful on this course. And Sahith Theegala is creative. Well, it's easy to be creative when you're always playing from the fucking woods because you can't hit a straight drive, all right? That is something Sahith has going for him, right? And, like, here's what I can tell you. The reason that I'm okay fading Sahith is like he used to be a world-class putter, but something's weird with his putting recently, right? I've seen him messing around with some different stuff. Don't love to see that, but people don't pay attention to that shit like I do, right? So I'm telling you, Sahith Theegala, we're going to check in tomorrow. I think he's going to be 15% owned because people just love. They are a whore. And Sahith Theegala at 7,600 can easily be the third guy in a Scotty lineup, could easily be the fourth guy, fifth guy in a more balanced lineup. And if Sahith Theegala is the fourth or fifth guy in your lineup, that's your little Care Bear blanket. And you feel so safe because he's so good, right? So enjoy that steam. And the last one that I think is going to get steamed up is going to be Sungjae Im, right? Sungjae is, he's just underpriced at 7,100. And I get that there's some other donkey chalk down there right around him, right? Most namely, Russell Henley. But Sungjae's playing really, really well, okay? And what did he finish? T4, T5 last week? I guess he double bogeyed the last hole, maybe to fall to 7th or whatever. But, like, the guy started out with a triple. He was playing terrible, and he bounced back. He is playing good golf. I actually think that this course is decent for him. I don't typically like Sungjae at U.S. Open tracks, but I think this one is slightly different. And he's underpriced. That's the Holy Trinity. And so because of that, I think a lot of people are going to be like, holy shit, Sungjae can be the 5th or 6th guy in my lineup. And when you're putting chubby Sungjae, and yes, he is back to being chubby, okay, because the wedding's gone, so now he's pounding that Korean street food again. He's chubby. He has his swing back. I think Sungjae's going to just be that guy you're going to check in tomorrow and be like, why the hell is Sungjae 18%? Because he's going to get steamed up tonight. I can feel it in my loins, boy. But wait, am I even been making the noise? I haven't even been making. I haven't been making the noise, have I? The big guy's not in mid-season form. But if some guys are steaming up, then some guys got to be moonwalking backwards. There we go. Hey, at least we're going to get Michael in this show, all right? So, first up is Xander Schauffele. This one's simple, right? I think that Xander didn't particularly play great last week, and people love to see good recent form. Now, if you just go look at where he finished, it's going to look good. But for anybody that actually knows the game, knows Xander didn't really play that well last week. Furthermore, at 11,500, it's very, very difficult to get him in a lineup with Scotty, and we know people want to play Scotty. Furthermore, I just think that there's enough good golfers around him, namely Rory and Brooks Koepka, that I just don't see him getting to the 24-25% that people are projecting him at. I have him a little bit lower. I think you see Xander moonwalk a little bit, and if he comes in the teens, it would not surprise me. So he is going to... There it is. Got it that time. Next up, Ludwig Iceberg, all right? I see people project him at 18, 19%. I don't think there's any chance he gets to that. I get that he's a badass. I get that we've seen him play long, hard courses. But, let's not forget, his ball striking wasn't exactly immaculate last week, right? Which is kind of why we loved him heading into the Masters. Second of all, anybody who's ignoring the fact that he has a torn meniscus, which is, a real thing that you don't want to have, that's got to affect him somewhat. And I will die on this hill. The golfers are finely tuned athletic machines, and when just the littlest thing gets off, they can fall apart. Jordan Spieth has some nagging injury. That is why he has fallen off the face of the earth. I worry about Iceberg, and I think enough people will too, that he is going to get squeezed by the guys around him because they don't have those injury concerns. I think he is going to moonwalk backwards tomorrow. And lastly, Minwoo Lee. First of all, this is just a gut feeling. Why the fuck are people playing Minwoo Lee? What about this course says Minwoo Lee? Nothing, right? Nothing about it. And there's just enough other really good golfers right there in that $69 through $7,200 range that I just don't think people are going to go to Minwoo. I see the ownership projections out there. I don't get them. This is just a straight gut feeling. Big guy's got a lot of that. I think that he is going to. There you go. Sorry for all you Steam guys. There's your Steam. There's your Steam for all you people that live for the Steam, all right? All right, that was the Steam and Moonwalk. Now let's get to the DFS tip of the week. Just the tip. Here we go. Understand the art of roster construction. So many of you come here and you've graduated high school. Congratulations. But now we're in college. Actually, we're even past college. We're going to go first-year graduate student DFS tip, all right? Is once you've been playing PGA DFS long enough, you start to learn how about 90 to 95% of the commoners play the game. And when you do that, you can really start to build your roster different than everybody else, right? You need to start to understand that there is correlation between players. For instance, guys who play Scotty Scheffler in a lineup will be far more likely correlated to guys like Sepp Straka, Russell Henley, and Christian Bezuidenhout, because they are going to need that salary relief in their lineups, and they still want to feel safe about their quote-unquote punts. So what you'll notice is people that play Russell Henley. What did I just do there? What did I do? Go back. Or whatever. I just blew up the screen. Oh, there we go. So the people that play Scheffler are going to be much more strongly correlated to Russell Henley. Whereas if you took a guy like Victor Hovland or something like that, and you look at his correlation of people that play Hovland and Henley in the same lineups, it's going to be dramatically different, right? So you need to start to understand that some guys, where their salary is and how chalky they are, make them strongly correlated to other players, and you can really start to understand how people are going to build their lineups, right? So whenever people click on Scheffler, why are they so likely to go to Morikawa? Because if you go to Morikawa at 9,400, you will find that like you can still afford a decent lineup, right? He is so much more practical than trying to pair him with Rory, or pair him with Xander, or pair him with any of the 5-figure guys. That is why he is a logical landing point as a second person with Scotty. So you're going to find Scotty lineups are going to be strongly correlated with Morikawa lineups, just like you're going to find that they're very and then you know how they're going to finish those lineups. So Straka with Henley, with Bezuidenhout, because they're going to need that price relief. You're also going to find that a lot of people will say, okay, well, I'm playing Scotty, so I'm not playing Morikawa. Well, where's the next logical place they're going to land? They're going to want to get some nice, solid players in the 8Ks. They're going to go land on Fleetwood, right? They're going to go land on Donkey Chalk Fleetwood, right? They're going to land on Matthew Fitzpatrick. They're going to land in that low 8K range, because there's only so many ways that you can construct a lineup with Scotty Scheffler in it, right? Whereas when you start your lineup with, the highest guy in your lineup is, say, a Brooks Koepka or a Victor Hovland or somebody in that upper 9, lower 10 range, and that's the most expensive guy, those are the guys that have the freedom to build very, very different lineups. They could probably get 3 8K guys in their lineup and allow them to build different. They don't really need to go down into the 6K range. If you start with Victor Hovland as the most expensive guy in your lineup, there is a very good shot that the cheapest guy in your lineup may be like $7,000. And so you don't have to go down there and play a lot of that donkey chalk, right? And so understanding how people are going to construct their lineups, understanding that when you play this guy, you're much more correlated to spend on this guy, and when you play this guy, you're much more likely to not have to go down to this range. You can really start to understand how the field is going to build their lineups. And when you do that, it makes it so much easier for you to build your lineups different than everybody else. And on a week like this, where we get carnage every year, it is a good week to build different than everybody else, because everybody's going to be building this way, and you built this way, and we get this carnage, and you were different in the right ways. You are going to have this. You're going to have the leverage that you need and have this filled by the nuts to actually have a chance to win a GPP. So learn the art of roster construction, and not yours, but how other people do it, and then build yours different. That is the art of roster construction. Welcome, first-year grad student. I hope you've enjoyed your DFS lesson for the day. All right, let's get over to the model. If you haven't heard, the model is life. I basically, other than breathing, I think the model is the most important thing in the world. Things I looked at this week: Bermuda putting, fast and lightning greens, difficult scoring on long courses, around the green in difficult scoring conditions, scrambling from short rough, good drives in difficult conditions, off the tee in difficult conditions, proximity 175 to 200 plus in difficult conditions, bogey and double bogey avoidance, and then just recent approach. Who's been hitting their freaking irons and wedges well recently? Those are things I want to look at. And just shocking! Absolutely shocking. Scotty Scheffler is number 1 in the model. As I told you, I'm a model god. Okay, clearly I made a model, and Scotty's number 1. I think he's only first or second in 27 categories. Get out of here, Scotty Scheffler. Hey, probably tell him.
Get the fuck out of here.
Scotty Scheffler being number 1 in my model all the time. All right, Rory McIlroy. If you didn't hear, he's not getting divorced, so, I can't like him now. I kind of like the bad boy Rory. Like, ooh, he's with Amanda Balionis. I was like, all right, I'm feeling this, Rory. Give me a little bad boy Rory. Now he went back to his wife. I'm out. But Rory's going to be a great leverage play up top, right? Going to be a great leverage play. Let me sort this by salary. As I've already told you, Xander, I don't think he'll be as popular as everybody else does, but he looks good in the model. But, what tournament is Xander not going to look good in the model? He's good at all 4 parts of the game. I'm just a little worried about his tee to green. Didn't look very strong last week. That's what I'd say. Jonathan Ramathan has withdrawn. I hope you know that. Bryson, I cannot make up my mind on this cat. I wish he were 10% owned. Then I'd be like, well, I've got to play him. But now that he could be in that 15 to 20% range, it's like, do I really want to hitch my wagon to Bryson at a long, hard, firm course? I don't know, Bob. I'll tell you what, Brooks Koepka, at U.S. Open and PGA Championships, I made myself a promise a long time ago. I'll always play those guys. I think Hovland and Iceberg are going to get squeezed a little bit being so close to Morikawa. But after Morikawa, man, it's just crazy. No one is playing Cantlay, Clark. Hardly anybody's playing Justin Thomas. Cam Smith is pretty interesting. No one's playing him. Max Homa, long hard courses is interesting. And nobody's playing any of those like 4 guys. I mean, Thomas a little bit, but Wyndham, Cam Smith, Homa, Cantlay, those 4 guys, nobody's playing those cats. Will Zalatoris, we already talked. Tommy Fleetwood's going to be mega chalk, which is going to squeeze Will Zalatoris. Okay, and then Matthew Fitzpatrick, I think, is a pretty interesting fit. Let's not forget he's won a U.S. Open. This course, I think, is going to play. I think Euros are going to play better at this type of U.S. Open than they typically do. So I'm pretty big on the Euros this week, except Tommy Fleetwood because that man is a donkey choke. All right. Tony Finau's been playing good. I like that he actually putts the ball to the hole now. It's a new thing he's trying. Let's see. Hideki is the donkey chalk. Good luck with that. Spieth, I'm convinced is hurt, and because of that, he's broken. You know, like instead of playing those guys, just come look at like Hatton and Lowry. Right? Those are 2 really good players right there that no one's playing because they are sandwiched between Tigala and Decky and Fitz and Fleetwood. Right? They're just kind of getting squeezed in that range. Cam Young, I gave up on that guy a long time ago, and let me just tell you a little secret. My life's much happier. Much happier, right? Dustin Johnson, I think that guy just straight up quit on golf. Like, I think he got his paycheck. He's like, bro, yeah, man, I'm like done with golf, right? Like, that dust. I can't do it. I think Jason Day is an interesting play. Like, if this is going to come to, like, if the winning score is going to be -3, that is a tournament Jason Day can win with his stupid fucking pants, right? From there, Tom Kim, like Ben ball striking kind of fell apart on the weekend, but man, he was playing really good till he had a rough weekend. Corey Connors, I feel like this is, I don't typically like Corey Connors at U.S. Open courses, but once again, for the same reason that I like Morikawa at this course is the same reason I kind of like Corey Connors. Bobby Mack is the guy that's just completely skipped over in this range because people are playing Connors and Burns. They're playing M and Ann. But a guy like Justin Rose, Brian Harmon, Ricky Fowler, Bobby Mack, I think literally all those guys will be under like 4%. I'm not kidding. So those are some really interesting pivots right there. I think Alex Norn is an interesting pivot off of Siwoo. Denny McCarthy is an interesting pivot because Siwoo, Bradley, and Burmese are all going to get some ownership. I think Thomas Dietrich, if you just want a complete slime ball to play in the Mega Millia, the big millionaire maker or something with a ton of people in it, I think that Thomas Dietrich is a guy that could get T4, and I think he's a guy that could also shoot 27 over, right? So you know what you're signing up for. Billy Ho on a long, hard course on a guy who seems to be starting to trend well, that's a guy I would rather just play. Like if you think that Sepp Straka, who I have about 3 times the ownership of Billy Ho, okay, they're $100 apart. If you think that Billy Ho, or you think Sepp Straka is 3 times more likely to outperform Billy Ho, you slip right the hell in my DMs. I'm over on Twitter. They're open. And lay me 3 to 1. I'll bet any amount of money you want. Any amount of money you want, pal. Just slip right on in there. All right, Bez, donkey chalk down here. But, man, I got to tell you, I love Bez at this course. If I'm going to eat one of those cheap-ass guys down there, donkey chalk is going to be the Bez. Mackenzie Hughes, right? I'm just telling you, Mackenzie Hughes makes no sense here. That's why you should play him. Just long, hard courses. It doesn't make any sense he would do well, and he always seems to. And Victor Perez is a guy that's just been playing sneaky decent recently. I'm telling you, I think Victor Perez could have the game to do well here, so he'll be the sleeper that I'll give you. Once you get below 6,000, it gets real gross, real quick. And I would tell you, I wouldn't be falling in love with too many of those guys. I certainly wouldn't be playing 2 of those guys in my lineup because good luck trying to get both of them through. All right, that brings me to the one guy I'm not playing this week, and I kind of want to say Colin Morikawa, but I'm not going to do that because I kind of still want to play Morikawa. I'm not going to do it, but I want to. But I tell you one guy, I'm not losing any sleep over fading. Okay, I can't wait till he WDs Friday morning with a sore vagina. The one guy I'm definitely not playing is Hideki Matsuyama. Polly, tell him. Get out of here, Hideki. I'm playing a chalky Hideki in this lifetime. Never, pal. That's when. But the more important question is, who is the one guy I'm playing this week? Well, let me see. Let me get my what the fuck are these? Get out of here. What I got spray paint for? What am I doing? Oh, yeah, there they are. That's what I needed. Got to put on the shades for this one, pal. All right? Let me go set up the video. I'll be back. Oh, shit, it's the Terminator. I get what you did there. Let's see what we got cooked up. We got a mystery man. Who is this Terminator?
Your boots and your motorcycle.
I'd give it to him, Xander. I would give it to him. I wouldn't laugh at this guy. This guy don't play. Yeah. I wouldn't do that either. Well, that's a bad idea. It's a bad idea, Xander. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, that was a bad idea. I think Xander needs to get tossed on a stove. Victor, that's not going to help. That's not going to help, Victor. Get out of here, Victor. Get out of here. You pissed me off last week. Say, oh, God, that hurt. Oh, that's not good. Morikawa, You know that little flower bitch ain't gonna do nothing. Ah! Oh, John, get out of here. You WD'd, bro. Get out of here. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Our mystery man has a suit, but he's not done terminating. What about Rory? Rory, watch out! Oh, that's your life being crushed because you got back with your wife. What else? Oh, Corey Connors. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, Decky. He got one right to the chest. Oh, Iceberg. I liked him. Damn. Oh, what's that? Long neck. Watch out for the long neck. Don't shoot him in the neck. Uh-oh. Cantlay. Get out of here, Cantlay. That's your whole season, pal. Nope. Oh, Spieth. Running for... Oh. Watch out for those big teeth, Terminator. He'll bite you. Oh, God. Just destruction. This guy destroys worlds. You cannot stay. Sigali, you're gone. Get the hell out of here, you donkey chalk mofo. Not Tiger. Don't do it to Tiger, Terminator. Even Tiger? Max, that ain't gonna work, Max. That ain't gonna work, brother. This guy's unstoppable.
Come with me if you want.
He's unstoppable.
It's okay, Mom. He's here to help. It's okay.
It's so much chalk, though. It's so much chalk. Fuck it. I'm playing him. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You're giving me no choice, DraftKings. You priced him wrong. I can't do it. You're doing this to me. I'll get different elsewhere. Look, 2,000 years ago, if I saw Jesus walk on water, I would have been like, I'm following that guy. Over the past 2 months, I've been watching this motherfucker walk on water, and I believe I'm there. He's going to win. What's this for? T4? I gotta play him. I gotta do it. I'm sorry. DraftKings is doing this to me. I will get different elsewhere. I will get my leverage by playing him everywhere. I'm sorry. Scheffler is a Terminator who cannot be stopped. He has come back from the future to destroy all these motherfuckers, and let me tell you, after watching the last 2 months, he's doing it! So the one guy we're playing, well, I'm going to tell you once again, it's Scotty Scheffler, pal. We're going with Scotty. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, I got to just tell you something real quick. We are getting to the drawing. The drawing is coming right up. But let me just tell you real quick. The best decision I ever made in my life. I don't know if there's a higher force up there, but it led me in the right direction, was joining Ship It Nation, all right? Seriously, the best choice I've ever made. The timing was perfect. I love everything about it. We offer everything we want. It is everything I wanted to be to give to you guys, where you can spend your money on your DK lineups and not on your freaking tout site, right? It's all I've ever wanted. We offer all 8 major sports, and you know for a fact we have the best PGA team out there between me and Hoop and Tambo and Lee. We have everything you need to be successful at PGA. Of course, we have the badass Rosetta Stone. Look at, so beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye, right? I'm not telling you joining us will be the best choice you'll ever make in your life, but I'll tell you this. It'll be a damn good choice, and you won't regret it, okay? Because I know how many people are signing up and how many stay there. Look at that. FGWC. If you're like, what the hell does that stand for? Fantasy Golf World Championship 15. Get 15% off any package. Just come try it for a month, and then I encourage you to use then get the annual, okay? You will not regret it. I am over there all the time. I am in the community. I am still chatting. The big guy is here. Cancer ain't fucking done shit to me yet. I'm still around, and I ain't going nowhere. And yes, we have the stone. Yes, we have my ownership. Yes, we have my projections. And yes, we have everything else that Ship It Nation offers. Use that code. Get over there. Try it out. We have 2 months of golf being king, and then football will be here. And watch out. We might take that over too, you motherfather. All right, let's get to the drawing. Here we go. This is to win a $200 ticket. Editor, over in the chat. Go ahead and give me somebody for the F counter, which we got to do the Lucy multiplier. I know I lied on that. All right, Jedi Zola. Wait, I feel like I know that guy. I'm going to do a backup, but Jedi Zola, you have till 10 o'clock to reach out, or I'm going to give it to the backup because I really like to give away these tickets. You're going to build it with me. We'll split the profits 50-50. Me and the guy who won it last time, we won like over $1,000. All right, winning 14U. You're the backup. There we go. All right, editor, who's my winner from the chat? I need a winner from the chat. The Nightbot says, Greg SJ. There you go, Greg. You won. I saw some super chats up in here. I'm not doing the chat tonight. Hey, thank you, Jay. JP Bars for the super chat. Very cool of you. Much appreciated, and I appreciate all of you out there who have continued to keep me in your thoughts and prayers. I'm telling you, man, we got good results. You know, as good as we were probably going to get. So I'm thankful for all of that. I believe you guys helped. Bobby Boom, my brother, I always see him on leaderboards. Let's see. Hit the like button. There you go. I appreciate you, Bobby, for the super chat. Nick, as always, thank you for the super chat. I know you're going to yell at me, but Cody started for old time's sake. Fight on, DGen. Thank you once again, Nick. Cody, my brother that I split $25,000 with last year. I'd love to do that again with my winners tonight. Hey, guys, that is the show, but I want to leave you and always remind you of rule number 1. This may be the last U.S. Open I ever get to watch, but you know what? It might also be yours too. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we are here today, and we are thankful for today, and we're not going to take it for granted. What I want you to do is I want you to realize how awesome PGA DFS and the U.S. Open is, and I want you to enjoy the process. I want you to enjoy the research. I want you to enjoy the sweat. I want you to enjoy the tilts. I want you to enjoy the community, and I want you to enjoy the results, rather you win or lose, because at the end, the money doesn't compare to anything to the experience. Live it up. Live life. Enjoy it. Don't take it for granted. Nothing is guaranteed. Thank you all for being here. Thank you guys for this awesome community. I appreciate every single one of you. If that's not worth a victory lap, you motherfathers, I don't know what is. So on that note, let me leave you with a victory lap. Let's put those hands up, motherfather.
I'm so high.